As has been the case for many of our broadcasts in this series, we originated this one from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta on December 1st, 2018. It was the SEC championship game between Alabama and Georgia. Alabama was down by 2 touchdowns and came back to win. But the story was how they did it. A few months earlier, it was Tua Tagovailoa coming off the bench in that same stadium to replace Jalen Hurts and lead the Tide to a national championship victory. In this game, turnaround was fair play, as Jalen Hurts had to come off the bench to replace an injured Tua, and then he led the Tide to victory. You'll relive one of the most famous quarterback draw plays in school history as we take you back to the 2018 SEC championship game. Roll Tide.
They place the football on the tee. Hardiman to the far side, Herrion to the near side. They are to our right. Bulovas holds his hand in the air. The center judge says, kick it. We are underway, and this one will go into and out of the end zone. The best way to keep Mecole Hardman from touching the football is to boot it right past him.
Yeah, and he's good. He's leading right now the SEC in punt return averages, but a dynamic player coming out on offense now. Georgia's going to try to get on the ball. They're going to try to run it with Holyfield and Swift, but Mecole Hardman, he's the pass catcher on offense.
DeAndre Swift, the running back, is out there. He will get the start. Godwin, Ridley, Holloman, the wide receivers. 2 will go to now 1 goes to the far side. Now they'll shift everybody to the near side. 4 to the near side with DeAndre Swift lined up to the left rear of his quarterback. From the quarterback, 1st and 10. On the give, left side, gets a couple yards, no more. DeAndre Swift is snowed under by the Crimson Tide defense. It was 3 yards on the pickup. Isaiah Buggs and Mack Wilson, the first 2 men to get there.
But here we see it early. Kirby Smart trying to do something different. Very unorthodox to put 4 receivers to the same side of the field, doing something different on the first play of the game.
Here now will be a 2nd down and 8. They say he gets 2. This time 2 wides right, 2 to the left. Man in motion going to the far side is Nauta, the tight end. Here's the snap, the inside give. Hard hit by Bama on the linebacker side, and they'll stack up the running back at the 29-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple. Mack Wilson and Isaiah Buggs again clogging things up, and they did a good job disposing of Lamont Gilliard, the center, that time.
Good to see Isaiah Buggs. Got injured last week against Auburn, coming out, getting the start, being disruptive early, and that's when Mack Wilson's the best. When he can be that wrecking ball in the middle, coming up, being physical.
Keaton Anderson now on at the defensive back spot. He's in for Jared Maiden, who was suspended for the first half of this game. Fromm to throw, pressure, have a seat. Quinnen Williams, come on down. Sack number 8 of the year for the big defensive lineman from Birmingham's Winona High School, and Georgia will have to punt it away.
Pressure up the middle, Quinnen Williams, he's been able to do it all year long, but with that one-on-one matchup against right guard Trey Hill, he just whipped him. Got back, Fromm didn't even have a chance to get to the back step of his drop before he was going to the turf.
Hill is a true freshman from Warner Robins, Georgia. He was a high school teammate of Jake Fromm. They were there together a few years ago. Here now the punt. Booming it away to Waddle. Waddle at the 35 makes the grab. Comes to his right. Angles to the sideline. Gets a block 50. He's to the 45. Near side 40. Tripped up and goes inside the 30. Down to the 29-yard line. A 47-yard punt. And the return to the 29-yard line. And Alabama is in business with great return. 31 yards on the run back by Jalen Waddle. And boy, did he get some great blocking.
Right down Peachtree for Waddle, but it was a low kick from the punter. Plenty of time for Waddle to set up. He's been very conservative this year in his returns, but when he gets his chance, he makes the most of it. The block was going down the left side. He saw a crease down the right, showed his speed, putting Alabama in great field position to start.
Damian Harris, the running back, on a 1st and 10 from the Georgia 29. 2 wides and the tight end to the left. One to the near side. Tua under pressure, unloads, caught by Devontae Smith. He'll make the grab at the 20-yard line. He's gang tackled and pushed all the way back, but he does get the first down 9 yards on the play as they give him forward progress.
DeAndre Baker, their star defensive back, first play on our quarterback blitz from Kirby Smart. Tua sees it, doesn't get fooled. We knew they were going to show some exotics. Corner blitz, first play, he just sets in the pocket, delivers the ball. That you got to do what the defense is giving you, and that's a perfect example of giving to Smith, picking up 9 yards.
Tua had 166 passing yards against Georgia here in January. Here now on the handoff, Damian Harris, first down right up the middle. He gets tripped up, but he stumbles and bumbles and carries the pile all the way down to the 6-yard line. Tay Crowder needed a seatbelt to hang on that time as he was just carried all the way by Damian Harris.
And look, we've been talking all day about DeAndre Swift and Elijah Holyfield. You know Josh Jacobs, Damian Harris, Najee Harris, they want some love too. They've been running the ball, and I tell you what, they're running it hard again today.
Now inside the Chick-fil-A red zone, here's a 1st and goal from the 6. Second minute of the game. Bama on the move. Irv Smith in motion. Play action fake, the throw, Tua into the middle. It is in and out of the hands of Henry Ruggs III in the end zone. He had a crossing route with coverage on him, and he could not quite hang on.
Run pass option from Alabama, play action 101, and it was just a good play from Eric Stokes. The little ball was a little bit behind him, and he was able to knock it down, but still in good field position coming to the 6. So second down. Entire playbook is open right now in the red zone.
Jerry Jeudy comes to the near side with Devontae Smith. You've got Henry Ruggs to the left. Tua looks to the Alabama sidelines, which is across the way. He'll come up to the line of scrimmage. He will audible. Damian Harris comes close so he can hear. Now they'll bring Jeudy in motion. They fake it to him. Tua spins, pumps, under heavy pressure. Down he goes, back to the 18-yard line.
Not a good sack you don't want to take right there. Like we just said, it was 2nd and 6. Now you're backed up all the way to the 17-yard line. Sometimes you just got to throw the ball away. But that's nerves early. He'll learn from that to know, try to get yourself in a situation. Now 3rd down from the 17-yard line, 3rd and goal. Can't try to do too much. You're already in field goal position. Got to be smart with the ball.
Tua walking back to the line of scrimmage. Now takes a spot. Here's a 3rd and goal from the 17. Heading to our right. Tua claps his hands, gets the snap, looks, throws, intercepted at the goal line by Richard LeCounte. He'll bring it to the near side. He'll find running room, gets spun around. He's up the near side for the 7th interception of the year for the Georgia Bulldogs as Richard LeCounte will pick him off at the goal line. He'll run it back 49 yards, and Georgia is in business.
Just trying to do too much. That situation, you know, the entire secondary is going to drop. It was a screenplay. Should have checked it down. Not a screenplay. Trying to check it down, but extra dime safety in the middle of the field. He reads to his eyes and picks it off.
After the interception, illegal block on the back on the return team, number 44. That's a 10-yard penalty. First down, Georgia.
So Jawan Taylor with an illegal block in the back, and that run back out to midfield will be negated, and they'll bring it back to around the 18 or 19-yard line. We've got timeout here at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. There is no score. Tua gets up, taps himself on the chest, says, "My bad," as he walks to the sidelines. Tua Tagovailoa, limping, has gone to the medical tent on the sidelines. Georgia now will start 1st and 10 from their own 19. Elijah Holyfield. He's to the right rear of Fromm, the quarterback. Handoff, Holyfield gets into the grasp of Quinnen Williams, but he carries him for a couple of yards and gets out to the 23.5-yard line. It'll be 2nd down from there. Yeah, Tua, after that sack, was limping a little bit, then was limping a bit more noticeably before. When he got up off the turf, he tapped himself on the shoulder and heart area as though to say, "My bad." Then he limped over to the medical tent.
Got rolled up pretty good. He knew he shouldn't have taken that sack, but 2 defenders came. One was low. just that knee kind of got tweaked a little bit.
Here's a 2nd and 5, Georgia. Warner, the tight end. They give a man a motion, but there's a flag. That was Jason Stanley in motion from the wideout spot who got the handoff, but a flag.
False start. Offense. Number 66. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Left guard Solomon Kindley jumped there. Rashad?
Yeah, and the offense is showing different looks than what they've shown on film. As you saw there, they're shifting, they're motioning, and try to run a rocket sweep is something just not normal in the Georgia repertoire. But they're trying to do things to catch our defense off balance, knowing that we're an adjustment defense. Here again, 4-wide look to pre-snap read. He's going to read the numbers in the box. If he has the numbers, it's going to be a run here.
Georgia, 2 penalties, 15 yards. Here now the snap to Fromm on the give, up the middle. Out to the 24-yard line is Holyfield before Deontay Thompson comes up to stop him. Bama now brings in Keaton Anderson and Anthony Jennings. Georgia goes quickly, trying to catch Bama with too many men, and they have done so. Raekwon Davis was out there, but Bama gets a timeout before the snap. So it's the first timeout of the half for Alabama. Raekwon Davis was trying to get off the field.
Really good point from Rashad, because Kirby Smart, he's the defensive guy, but he also knows Alabama's defense as well.
First charge timeout, Alabama.
The Georgia fans upset, of course. They felt the Tide had too many men at the snap. The timeout taken on the sidelines prior to the snap. Swift is the running back now as we begin on a 3rd down and 5 play. Fromm looks left, throws, caught up high, and it'll be with a flag down, caught inbounds by Jeremiah Holloman. But there's a flag across the way.
Offside on the defense, number 49. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a 1st down.
Nice catch, and he came down with a foot in, did Jeremiah Holloman. By the way, Tua Tagovailoa is out of the tent. Justin Fields, now the quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs. Fields with a man to his left rear, DeAndre Swift. On the give, Swift up the middle. Quinnen Williams stops him as he gets across the 45 to the 46-yard line. A pickup of 3 on the play. Now Fields will leave, and Fromm returns for Georgia. Again, this is something that they do on a regular basis, so read nothing into it other than the fact that Kirby is just showing what he's shown all season.
Yeah, Quinnen with already his 3rd tackle, but the play before, Patrick Surtain, 101. Coach Saban said in the pregame, these guys are going to be, the defenders on the outside are going to be in new positions just to try to stop the run.
3 wides to the right now. Bama on the move. Here's Fromm, has time, throws the far side. Bama's Shaheem Carter lost his receiver Holloman. He'll recover and force him out at the 45 of Alabama, but it's a 1st down for the Georgia Bulldogs. There was confusion, and Shaheem Carter lost Holloman. What happened there, Rashad? What'd you see?
I think it was just a big time throw for Fromm, showing you why he is a Davey O'Brien finalist, to throw from the left hash all the way to the other side. He saw Shaheem Carter, got a little confused, he got flat-footed. Fromm delivered a good ball to the outside, showing his arm strength. 1st and 10 from the Bama 45. Here's Swift with the handoff up the middle. He goes nowhere. He was run into instantly by Quinnen Williams, who even took Solomon Kindley, the left guard for Georgia, with him. So there'll be no gain on the play. Maybe they'll give him a half yard. It'll be a 2nd down and 9. No score, 7:47 to go. Opening quarter. SEC championship game. The tight end Charlie Warner is in. Swift. Holyfield, the running back, to the left of his quarterback. He'll stay in the block. Fromm throws the out route high and off the hands of Riley Ridley. That's Calvin Ridley's younger brother. And it goes incomplete off his fingertips on the out route at the 35. Of course, his career best day for Ridley. Well, the 6 receptions against the Tide in the championship game last January. Now it's 3rd and 9 for Georgia. Football is at the Alabama 44. 7:25 to go. Opening quarter, no score.
Again, Tua Tagovailoa on the bench, out of the injury tent. He seems to be okay. Here's Fromm for Georgia. Loads up on the left side, and a throw knocked away by Shaheem Carter as he recovered to catch up with Jeremiah Holloman around the 20-yard line on the near sideline. Now, Rashad, that was good coverage, making up for the boo-boo of earlier.
Yes, a great job by Shaheem Carter playing through the receiver at the point of the catch. As you can see right here on the replay, he goes in, doesn't contact, looks back, right through the hands. Great play by Shaheem Carter.
Of course, you folks at home can't see the replay, but we can here in the stadium. That's what Rashad was referencing. Jake Camarda to punt it away to Jalen Waddle. Waddle vacates the premises. Camarda's punt goes bouncing at the 2 and into the end zone for a touchback. A 44-yard punt and no return. We've got a timeout here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. First quarter, Alabama and Georgia, no score. Tua Tagovailoa, he's been limbering up just a bit, bending his right and left legs. He stands at the 15, down to our left, waits for the snap on a 1st and 10, looks and throws across the middle, low, a sliding catch. No, it was off the carpet. Jalen Waddle came across but picked up the low pass after it had hit the carpet, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
And I think that might be some of that lower body injury. Tua is a guy who uses his lower body to throw the ball. That's why he's so accurate and so quick release. A little bit behind him on that throw.
Here now the 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line with Damian Harris to his right. Irv Smith comes in motion to the near side of the formation. Tua claps his hands again, gives to Damian. He'll get tripped up at the line of scrimmage and goes nowhere quickly. DeAndre Walker, the Jack linebacker, came up to make the stop. Bama nothing of 1 in 3rd down conversions. Looking at a 3rd down and 10 now. Football at their own 20-yard line. Irv Smith comes to the near side with Waddle and Ruggs. Bama playing behind the sticks, never a good spot to be. Running back to the left of Tua Tagovailoa. He claps his hands, has a moment, is flushed in the pocket, looks and finds Irv Smith, who is alone and drops the ball at the Georgia 43-yard line. He was wide open, alone, and he dropped the ball at the Georgia 43-yard line. The man who has caught 35 passes for 613 yards this year rarely, if ever, does that.
Yeah, and he's not used to being that far down the field. Tua had to move in the pocket, step up, buy some time, and Irv just got so far behind the defense, he tried to jump and catch the ball. When you jump, your eye level raises, and that's why I went in and out of the breadbasket. But I tell you what, early pressure from Georgia, get in the backfield.
Mike Bernier punts this one away. Hardman says fair catch, and he'll make it from his 39-yard line.
New look from Georgia. They went with a double linebacker mugged on that. So knew Kirby was going to throw some new stuff, and they got back in the backfield quick.
Holyfield is the running back, the son of Evander Holyfield, former cruiserweight and heavyweight boxing champion. Clapping his hands is Fromm. Twice, a 3rd time, he'll get the snap. Looks left, throws across the middle. Catch is made. Holloman, 1st down into Bama territory before he is put away by Surtain after a gain of 18. And Georgia quickly comes back up to the line of scrimmage.
Yep, and that's just taking advantage of Alabama, bringing that extra safety in the box to try to stop the run. Goes slant right behind him. Slant flat, that's his football 101. That's when you start in 7th grade. You learn that concept. Xavier went with the flat right behind him. Good route and throw from Georgia's offense.
Holloman is wide left, 3 wides to the right. Now an empty backfield as Godwin shifts into the left slot. Fromm standing on the blue and white SEC logo at midfield, throws, gets the man from motion. That was Godwin. He'll go to the far side and gets taken down at the 33-yard line.
Bad mismatch from Alabama. Anthony Jennings right there was lined up on Terry Godwin. Fromm recognized that he didn't look anywhere else. Just a quick slant, not where Anthony wants to be. And that might be a little bit of Jared Maiden being out this half. Probably typically would have bring in a nickel or a dime in that situation with an extra receiver in the game from Georgia.
Now with 2 wideouts either way, DeAndre Swift checks in as the running back. Here's a 2nd down and 1. Football at the 33 of Alabama. Swift, nothing up the middle. Swift to the near side, breaks a tackle, gets to the edge, stiff arms a man, and let's see, they'll give him the first down to the 30, I believe. Let's see exactly where they spot it. Yes, it will be a first down. Bama went laterally. He broke out of the tackle of McKinney, but then was run out of bounds by
Dylan Moses. And I tell you what, this guy's been quiet all year, leading the team in tackles, but he can go sideline to sidelines, I think, with anybody in the country playing that linebacker position.
A finalist for the Butkus Award, Dylan Moses. DeAndre Swift. He's in the right side of his quarterback. Play action fake to him. Fromm looks towards the end zone. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver at the back of the goal line, Mecole Hardman, with coverage from Patrick Surtain. He was there, but he could not quite hang on to it. It was in and out of his hands. It was a well-thrown ball. Hardman just couldn't see it clearly in and around Surtain's coverage.
Yeah, Surtain fell from the backside corner position right at the last second to get in front of the receiver to keep his eyes from it. That was the first downfield shot we've seen Georgia. A lot of quick game, a lot of quick runs. Working that play action on that play.
2nd and 10 from the 31. No score. 4:27 remaining in the opening quarter here in Atlanta. The running back, DeAndre Swift, to the left of his quarterback. Bama shows blitz up the middle. Fromm unloads into the far side. Catch is made, and Savion Smith comes over and quickly puts down the receiver Ridley, but it's a first down for Georgia in the right flat.
Yep, and look, Fromm's a top-tier quarterback also, and that's great coverage from Savion Smith. It was a 10-yard stop route, but the ball was 3/4 of the way to the receiver before it turned around, and it's just sometimes you got to tip your cap. That's as good as it gets, throwing from one side of the field to the other, moving the chains.
Phil Mathis is in for Bama. Anthony Jennings is in, replacing Shaheem Carter. Here's a 1st and 10, Bulldogs from the Bama 20. Georgia heading towards the end zone to our left. Single running back in the backfield, handoff to Holyfield. He'll go up the middle and gets nothing. That time, just a plain pro set. LeBrian Ray was the man who led the attack for the Crimson Tide as he quickly heads to the sidelines. Good job by LeBrian.
Yep, LeBrian stepping
Michaela
up.
Chester with Adam Kramer, Bleacher Report. Adam, thanks so much for joining me. We're just 2 days after the national championship. Georgia absolutely demolished TCU for the title. What are we going to do now, right after? Of course, a way too early look at 2023. We always do it. It's always fun. I mean, a great season for sure. We have the best semifinals in history, and then just a blowout for the title game. So let's look at 2023. What are your biggest stories?
2-0 lead.
Play action pass from Jake Fromm. Pretty good coverage from Dylan Moses down the field, but Nada, he's right up there with some of the best tight ends in the country. Another good throw from Jake Fromm, right on the money. He has been accurate with every single pass he's thrown today, and that touchdown was no different.
Rodrigo Blankenship to attempt the extra point. The snapper is Nick Moore. The holder, Jake Camarda. And still perfect is Blankenship, who has now hit all 59 of his extra points this year. Georgia has taken a 7-0 lead. The Brombergs, forever Mark Diamond's scoring drive, will be 7 plays, 60 yards in 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Here's Rodrigo Blankenship to kick it away to Josh Jacobs to the near side, and to the far side, Brian Robinson. The kick will be going right to left as you listen. Georgia up 7-0, 3:08 remaining opening quarter. The kick to Josh Jacobs' side, but it's over his head and out of the end zone for a touchback. And Alabama will now start 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
And here we are in a situation that Alabama hadn't been in all year. Only 70 seconds trailing. That was against Ole Miss. Now you find yourself in the SEC championship game. Find out what kind of team you are in these situations. Alabama, though, has been able to answer usually with big drives, whether it's tying the ball game up or going ahead. When they've needed the most, Tua has delivered with an answering touchdown drive.
Here we go, 1st and 10, Bama now from their own 25. Tua Tagovailoa claps his hands, gets the snap, handoff Jacobs, tries the middle, goes sliding to his left, and gets yardage out to the 27-yard line. Give him just a couple on the play, maybe 3. No, they'll say 2. It'll be a 2nd down and 8 upcoming. 2:51 remaining. Tua 1 of 5 for 9 yards today from 6 of 9 for 85 yards. On a 2nd down, pistol formation. Jacobs lined up behind Tua. Ruggs in motion towards the formation. 2 wides left. Here's Tua to throw. Has tons of time. Looks and finds a man open. That's Ruggs at the midfield logo. Gets to the 50 and to the 49 of Georgia before he is taken down. And a Bulldog defender is slow in getting up.
DeAndre Baker, that's the best player.
Yes.
And Ruggs being patient, sitting in the middle of the field, finding the zone, and Tua not forcing. It was his 3rd read. He read the left side of the field, came back to Ruggs, and that was just a good job of the situation that Alabama's in of not panicking. Big pickup for Alabama.
Looking at the replay here, looked like maybe the knee of Ruggs caught Baker, and he is still down. Tua waits for the snap from Pierce Baker. Fakes clapping, claps a 2nd time, a 3rd time he gets the ball. He'll stand in and look far side. Catch made by Irv Smith. He'll grab it and carry bodies inside the 45. They'll say that Irv, as he pivoted, stepped out of bounds. They'll spot it at the 46. Tyson Campbell was the cover man for the Bulldogs.
And he's the one who replaced DeAndre Baker. They tried to do it. Loxley tried to go to it. He very wisely dropped deep in coverage. Irv, though, good pickup on 1st down. Earlier this game, hadn't been able to have that production on 1st down.
Here's a 2nd and 6, Alabama from the Georgia 45. Najee Harris, handoff, big hole up the middle. 1st down and more inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And great lead blocking by Jedrick Wills. It goes for 17 yards. My goodness, Jedrick just opened up a huge hole, and Najee followed him all the way.
Also, DeAndre Brown coming from his left guard spot, pulling. It's good to see him healthy, open up a big hole.
1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Tua stands in. Flag is down. There'll be a hold on Alabama. And now Tua taken down. It'll be the 2nd sack of the ball game for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Jonah Williams looked pretty upset.
It might be defensive pass, hands to the face. Let's see what they call.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 15. Half the distance, 1st down.
So erase that sack. Georgia has 1. And Rashad, that was a big help for the Tide right there.
Huge help for the Tide right there. Jonah Williams is a great left tackle for us, does a great job protecting the quarterback. So when his guy gets in on the quarterback, you know it was something illegal done up front.
That was DeAndre Walker, the senior from Fairburn, Georgia. So that's the 3rd penalty for 30 yards against the Bulldogs. Bama now 1st and 10 from the 14 inside the Chick-fil-A red zone, heading to our right. Tua fakes the give to Najee, spins, throws, again it's dropped. Jerry Jeudy this time at the 6-yard line. Had a step on the coverage man, Jawan Taylor, and he dropped it. That's 2 drops by the Crimson Tide today.
I think that's more drops today than they've had the entire year. And I know that's a little bit of exaggeration, but trying to look upfield, took his eyes off the ball, trying to get that extra yards. But I tell you what, good man-to-man coverage, being able to beat it. That's a good sign early in the ball game.
2nd down and 10 from the Georgia 14. We've got 53 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. SEC championship game. Tua, 2nd give. Josh Jacobs breaks free, carries bodies all the way in to the 1-yard line. All the way down to the 1-yard line. Watt blocking, 13 yards right up the pipe behind Deontay Brown and Jonah Williams, and he is knee down a half-yard away, and it's a good call. He was down a half-yard away from the goal line.
But dragging 3 or 4 Georgia Bulldogs into the end zone, Josh Jacobs not scared to take it down.
Tua tries the quarterback sneak. Does he get there? Let's see. The officials say no. He got a 1/4 of a yard. He needed a half a yard. So it's going to be 2nd and goal. We've got 18 seconds remaining in the quarter. Slow and getting up is Alex Leatherwood, but he's okay. And Bama's going with the jumbo package.
I don't think I've ever seen a defensive substitute. They brought 7 new guys on the field for Georgia for their goal
That's
package.
The end of the first quarter.
They break the huddle. Irv Smith is the up back ahead of Josh Jacobs. Tua under center. Jacobs behind Irv Smith. Touchdown, Alabama! Nice blocking for Irv, and Josh Jacobs with a 1-yard run. And Bama opens up the second quarter with a rushing touchdown.
No problem right there for Josh walking in, and just a nice drive from Alabama to be able to answer. Georgia goes down and scores a touchdown. Alabama does the same thing. 2 of 3, 26 yards passing, but I think most importantly, 5 rushes, 34 yards, 4 first downs, really moving the ball.
Now Bulovas with the extra point. It is up, and it is good. And we are all tied. The Crimson Tide and the Georgia Bulldogs tied at 7. Nicole Hardman and Brian Herrion are the deep men for the Georgia Bulldogs. Standing to our left, Hardman on the near side, Herrion on the far side. Bama's first kickoff was a touchback. Here's the kick from Bulovas. That one is end under end. Hardman is going to catch it at the 4. Follows Herrion up to the 15, gets a hold to the 20, and he is tackled at the 26-yard line. Georgia starting with a 1st and 10. From their own 26, 5 wide receivers. Fromm is alone in the backfield. Let's see, he looks this way, throws to the near sideline, catch is made, and out of bounds at the 36-yard line is James Cook, who came circling out of the backfield. So another new look out there.
Yeah, trying to force Alabama to really match up personnel. That's what Georgia's trying to do, is find that mismatch. Earlier they found it against Sanford and Jennings, and when you got 5 guys split out, Fromm, he's well educated enough to find that mismatch.
Now Stanley in the backfield. Fromm will audible. He'll yell at his linemen. They all communicate one with the other. The wideouts are in tight. The tight end is tight on the left side. Comes in motion. They'll hand it to him coming across. But Bama reads it, and Deontay gets a piece of Tyler Simmons and puts him down. Deontay Thompson, great lateral pursuit on Tyler Simmons, who lines up as both a wideout and a tight end. That time came over from the slot left.
Misdirection in the backfield, and Deontay Thompson's eyes are right on it. So played Citadel a couple weeks ago, and I think a lot of that showed up in that play of getting to the line of scrimmage and forcing a 3rd down.
Christian Miller leaves. Shaheen Carter comes in. Here's now a 3rd down and a yard for the Bulldogs. Just starting the second period, tied at 7. Fromm, play clock at 4, gets the snap. Hand off left side, big hole, 1st down on the run by DeAndre Swift, as they got good clearance around the left side of the offensive line.
Misdirection from Georgia. We've seen it from Alabama all year long, of bringing the guy in motion, handing it underneath, and DeAndre Swift breaking the tackle from Xavier McKinney to pick up a nice 1st down. Keep the chains moving for the Dogs.
Now Justin Fields in at quarterback. 2 wides to the near side, 1 to the left. Man in the slot left. Fields the quarterback, a better runner than he is a thrower, but he can throw. He'll stand back. He looks. He tries to escape. Here comes the defense, and from behind, Quinnen Williams will get him, as he escaped him the first time, but then was forced back into Quinnen's way. He'll end up picking up a couple yards on the play, but it could have been a whole lot worse as Fields leaves and Fromm returns.
5th tackle for Quinnen Williams, so he's already having a big day, but it was the pressure on the outside from Raekwon to make him step up. Like to see these defensive lines, motors are running big time, even with a different quarterback in there, not letting it affect them.
Brian Herrien now in as one of 3 wide receivers to the left of Fromm. Herrien in motion to the near side. Fromm throws across the middle. It is held onto by the tight end, Charlie Werner. Did a great job being tackled at the 49.5-yard line. Did a super job to hang on to his 8th reception of the year. So Georgia now 2 of 4 in third down conversions. Looking at a 3rd and 2. Let's call it at the 50-yard line. They need the Alabama 48. Bama and Georgia tied at 7. 12-14 remaining in the opening half. Bulldogs going left to right. Fromm comes up. He will audible. Gets back. Herrien in motion. Fromm looks left, throws left. Werner, the tight end, he'll make the grab, and he has a first down to the 40-yard line, maybe the 39 of Alabama, before Dylan Moses ran him out of bounds.
Georgia settling into their bunch formation, so 2 stacked to the right, 2 stacked to the left. In a short yardage situation like that, you're not trying to pick up a big chunk. Throw it to the tight end Werner for now his 9th catch of the year. So had an 8th catch to play before, 9th one right there, but Georgia really taking advantage of the quick game. They're not letting Alabama's pass rush effective, throwing the ball quick.
DeAndre Swift is in as the tailback. To the left, 2 wide receivers and 2 to the near side. Fromm claps his hands, gives the handoff to Swift up the middle. Mack Wilson greets him at the 40-yard line, but he still picks up 3 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7.
New look from Alabama's defensive front. Only 3 down linemen. Christian Miller, Anthony Jennings at that true Sam and Will linebacker for a 3-4 defense. I haven't seen a lot of that from Alabama's defense this year, Rashad.
Look that Georgia's giving us. They're giving us the 4 wide look out of a regular defensive set. So it's causing our outside backers having to walk out of the box and play the coverage that we're in. And it's a numbers game. When those guys are out of the box, they're going to run it every time.
Here now with 2 wides left and 1 to the right side. Bama comes pressuring. The throw into the right flat. It is caught by Isaac Nauta, the tight end, but he is wrestled out of bounds, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. That'll be a catch, but no gain on the play.
Xavier McKinney, once again, man, this guy's make tackles all year long. Hometown kid from right here in Roswell, Georgia, making a big stop, forcing 3rd down and now 7 for Georgia.
Georgia 3 of 5 in 3rd down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 7 from the Bama 40. Georgia going left to right. Single running back. Holyfield to the right of Fromm. High snap. Fromm plays it easily. Looks and fires across. Catch is made. And breaking free of a tackler is Godwin, who spins forward for a first down to the Alabama 29-yard line. It was a BB of a throw, and then Godwin broke away from McKinney.
Yep, and look, we were talking earlier, man-to-man matchups is what's going to win this game, but that time, Fromm had plenty of time. Perfect pocket from Georgia, and Godwin matched up against Xavier McKinney, just won that matchup, moving the chains.
Now with Holyfield as the running back, 1st and 10. Georgia from the Bama 29. Holyfield to the right of the quarterback. He'll deploy now as the throw on a crossing route caught by Simmons. He'll come to the near side, stopped at the 21-yard line by Dylan Moses. But again, they like that crossing route to the big guy, Tyler Simmons. And he picks up 9 or maybe 8.5 on the play.
That's 6 receivers that caught the ball now for Georgia. So still early in this game, finding out what their game plan is. Spread it out, throw the ball quick. Look, Quentin Williams was in the backfield, delivered a huge hit to Fromm because of those 3-step quick game. He's out of the ball gets downfield.
Fromm 11 of 14, 118 yards. Here now with a man in motion to the near side on the 2nd down play. Up the middle for the 1st down run is Elijah Holyfield, who gets inside the Chick-fil-A red zone now, down to the 16-yard line of the Crimson Tide. Georgia, rushing game, 6 rushers. Pass receiving, 7 pass catchers. And this drive, 5 rushes and 6 passes for the 58 yards. Here's the 12th play of the drive. They're eating a lot of clock. Fromm backs up from his center. Lamont Gilliard has a runner to his left. Handoff Holyfield up the middle. Nothing. Dances away. Savion Carter comes up, but still had trouble putting him down until they got to the 9-yard line. So Georgia using clock and bit by bit nickel and diming the Crimson Tide here, Rashad.
Yeah, and our defense hasn't had a drive like this all season, having to play this many snaps in a row. And right now it looks like we're getting a little tired up front, and the offensive line is wearing on us as they're falling forward on every run.
Raekwon Davis just holding his arms out by his side as he discusses things with Mack Wilson. Here's a second and 3. Handoff again, running room, loose, stiff arm, touchdown. That was DeAndre Swift. 9 yards for a touchdown.
And it's his shiftiness that we've talked about all day. Sticking his foot in the ground and making a cut, getting upfield, and just being explosive. There's no time wasted with him. He's able to take Savion Smith, the cornerback, square him up, and then get in the end zone to finish the run. 7 rushes that drive on a 13-play drive from Georgia. So they're doing what they wanted to do, what they set out. Let's be balanced. Throw the ball and rush the ball. Answered Alabama's score.
Rodrigo Blankenship with the extra point try. He hasn't missed one all year and still hasn't. So for the second time today, the Georgia Bulldogs have taken the lead. The Brombergs forever mark Diamond's scoring drive. 13 plays, 74 yards, 7 minutes and 19 seconds. Yeah, Bama needs to get themselves going in gear here. Rodrigo Blankenship to kick it off. His first kick was a touchback. Josh Jacobs across the way, and to the near side, Brian Robinson. The kick into the end zone. That'll be a touchback, and Bama will start from the 25-yard line. I'll tell you, Jake Fromm, John Parker, has been outstanding here. The last couple of drives, the guy's been virtually flawless.
Yeah, that last drive scoring, he was 6 of 6 for 37 yards. The drive before, 4 of 5 for 58 yards, and the touchdown pass to Nada. So he's on point. They've got a great game plan of keeping Alabama with a short, quick game. And now,
new quarterback for Alabama. Jalen Hurts. Quick throw near side. Damian Harris makes the grab. Carries a man. But it's going to be a loss of a yard, as that play was a completed pass from Jalen Hurts to Damian. And now here comes Tua Tagovailoa, and both men are going to stay on the field.
Now Tua was split out wide right on the last one. Now Tua's coming back to quarterback. Jalen's in the slot.
Jalen in the slot right, along with wideouts Devontae Smith and Ruggs on the right side. Here now on the second down and 11. Tua drops back, looks, throws a BB off the hands of Henry Ruggs, and then out of bounds. It deflects. That one had so much mustard on it. Henry just couldn't hang on to it. That's the third one that Bama receivers have not been able to hang on to.
Yeah, Jalen actually ran a route that time, a deep corner route, trying to influence the defense, take him. Georgia's secondary was not fooled. Safety went deep. 2 cornerbacks stayed underneath. Nowhere to go. Even if he would have caught the ball, it'd have been a loss of yards.
Jalen off the field now. Bama nothing of 2 and third down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 11 play from their own 23. Damian Harris goes deployed. Tua looks right. Tua is flushed in the pocket. He'll throw that one. It's going to be intercepted if he stays in bounds. And it's going to be an out-of-bounds catch, I believe. It will remain Bama ball. I'll say DeAndre Baker saw it, but could not come down with the ball in bounds. But that was Tua just throwing it away. Baker caught it. Ooh.
I think they're going to take a look at this one.
I believe they'll take a look at this one. I think he might have gotten his foot down. I think he might have gotten his foot down, snapped the ball in a hurry. He bobbled the ball as we look at the replay. And now the punt by Bernier, taken by Hardman. He'll make the grab at the 33. Hardman hit a couple of times, spins forward across the 45 to the 48-yard line, and there is a giant rugby scrum, and the play finally whistled dead. A 43-yard punt and a timeout. Timeout with 6:27 remaining in the first half. It is Georgia with a 14-7 lead and the football. Justin Fields is the quarterback. Brian Herrien is lined up to his right. One wide out either way for Georgia. Now they'll bring Hardman in motion, tossing it to him. He mishandles it. It is dropped, and the play is dead. It'll be an incomplete forward pass. Hardman was in front of the quarterback, Fields. It will be an incomplete forward pass, and it brings up second down.
Shaheem Carter was in great position, though. Look, they're ready for this package. Alabama's seen that. Like Rashad said, a lot of check with me's from the Georgia offense, where Fromm goes to the line of scrimmage. He'll audible it, try to get the best numbers, the best angles. That's been where Georgia's been most productive.
Now Fromm is back in with two wides to the left side, one wide to the right. DeAndre Swift, the running back, gets the handoff. He'll come near side. He's taken down finally at the 30-yard line by Deontay Thompson, but great containment on the edge gave him an 18-yard scamper and a first down for the Bulldogs to the Crimson Tide 31-yard line. Quickly, the Bulldogs back in action. They hand it off again to Swift. He'll spin off a couple of tacklers, and as he works his way inside the 30, the pile is carried inside the 20, and for a first down to the 18-yard line. That became 11 yards and a first down. Bama's defense just yielding tons of yardage there, Rashad.
Yes, they have. I mean, for the first time this season, I hate to say it, but it looks like Georgia is imposing their will on our front seven right now.
Physical game up front. Coach Saban said you got to win the line of scrimmage, and right now Georgia's winning it up front.
Raekwon Davis seems to be a little bit bewildered, holding his arms out again, as if to say, what's going on? Here now the 1st and 10 from the 18. Fromm claps his hands twice, gives to the running back Holyfield. He gets stacked up after a 1-yard gain. That was Raekwon Davis. He knew exactly what to do right there. Just tackle the stuffing out of the running back.
And this Alabama defense has been on the field a lot this game. Right now, Georgia's really controlling. They've got 16 minutes to Alabama's only 7 minutes time of possession. So this defense, big stop inside the 20-yard line. A 3-point would be a victory for the defense.
Georgia 202 yards to Alabama's 71. Here's a 2nd down and 9 now. Bulldogs with 3 wides to the left. Running back Holyfield. Fromm directs traffic, gets the snap. Delayed give. Holyfield shifts into his left side and finds an opening and gets to the 11-yard line. He'll pick up a 3rd down and 3 to face the Bulldogs. There was nothing up the middle. He just shifted smoothly to go to his left.
And that time, Solomon Kinley, the left guard, one-on-one matchup with our best player, Quentin Williams. He's winning it. Georgia, once again, up front controlling it. They're splitting out. That time, 3 wide outs to the left, taking the safety, taking that nickel out of the way. Just trying to run the ball up the middle.
Georgia 4 of 6 in 3rd down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 3 from the 11 of Alabama. Fromm underneath, throws, catch is made. Shaheem can't tackle DeAndre Swift, and he'll get around him for a touchdown. Fromm to DeAndre Swift, as again the tackling came up short for Shaheem Carter and the Tide.
That was going to be a tough ask for Shaheem. Jet sweep in motion, took the defense away. I think it was just another miscommunication. We've seen it throughout the season, losing running backs from the backfield from the Alabama defense. That time, Swift in with a lot of green in front of him, a lot of space. He's going to make the guy miss every time.
Now the extra point by Rodrigo Blankenship. A bit of a high snap, but they get it down, and he kicks it through. The Brombergs Forever Mark Diamond scoring drive. 6 plays, 51 yards in 2 minutes and 22 seconds. And a first again. Bama has not trailed this big all season long. All right, thank you. We were just commenting here, the time of possession. 18 minutes 34 seconds for Georgia to 7 minutes and 21 seconds for Alabama. That's normally what the Tide does to other people. Josh Jacobs and Brian Robinson are deep. The kick by Blankenship out of the end zone. And a touchback. So the Crimson Tide will start from their own 25. Bama could use points here. And, of course, remember, Alabama will get the football to start the second half.
But you need points for this offense, and with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left to go, but you can't force the ball. We've seen Tua force it more than he has this entire year, so know that you want to move the ball, you want to get first downs, but you got to protect it at the end of the day.
Bama has been trailing for 6 minutes and 38 seconds today. Up until today, they have trailed for 70 seconds. Handoff, Jacobs, big hole, breaks free. He's into the secondary. The race is on. 35-30, 25-20, down the left sideline, 15. Josh Jacobs gives Alabama the spark they so desperately needed with a huge 59-yard scamper from scrimmage.
That's it. That's a spark. Big explosive plays, flipping the field position. Now Alabama's already in the red zone. One play, home run hitter, Josh Jacobs. He's been that physical guy, and right there showed his speed to be able to break away.
Damian Harris checks in the pistol formation. Jacobs takes a seat. Tua on the give. Damian goes angling to his right, and he'll get down to the 10-yard line. They'll say actually the 11, so give him 5 yards on the play. His knee hit at the 11-yard line. It'll be a second down from there. On the Alabama sidelines, Josh Jacobs looked like he was having his eye washed out with some water or fluid on the Bama sidelines. We'll keep you updated on that. Here now is a second down and 6. Bama from the Bulldog 12. Tua with Damian Harris to his left. Gives it to Damian. He'll turn it north and south. First down, carries people. He's down to the goal line, and he is stopped inches shy of pay dirt. It'll be first and goal from there. 11 yards on the run for Damian Harris, who would not be denied, and maybe Alabama has gotten that wake-up call. Quickly, line of scrimmage. Bama tries to sneak it in. They cannot. Stopped again is Tua Tagovailoa. There's a flag on the play.
Offside, number 27, lined up in the neutral zone, half the distance, first down.
That's 27, Eric Stokes on Georgia. So it'll be about a 3-inch penalty. They were about a half yard away. But Bama gets a fresh series of downs there. 4 penalties now for a loss of 31 yards by the Bulldogs.
That was the cornerback that was offsides, lined up illegally for Georgia. That's a tough penalty. Kirby Smart not happy at all.
Deontay Brown injured on the Bama sideline. Walking haltingly, handoff, Josh Jacobs. He tries to break the plane going to his right. Cannot, and it is a touchback. He fumbled the ball into the end zone. Georgia recovers. Josh Jacobs fumbles from the half-yard line. The officials are talking it over. They say Jacobs fumbled it, recovered by the Bulldogs in the end zone for a touchback.
Yep, that was a fumble.
Here's referee Matt Loeffler.
The ruling on the field is the ball was fumbled forward, recovered by Georgia for a touchback.
We're looking at the replay here. Well, the angle they just showed, you can't see.
It wasn't on the second effort. It was initial contact. Georgia defender got his hand underneath.
The previous play is under further review.
Yeah, they made a good call. They made a good call. Josh almost had it, but it will stay Georgia ball on the touchback.
Jawan Taylor, 44. The Will linebacker comes in. Josh Jacobs stood up.
Now, Josh did have it, but I don't know if he had possession, true possession, as he reached backwards over his head. We're trying to see on the replay whether he broke the plane right there. It looks like
touchdown Alabama.
It might be a touchdown Alabama.
I think Josh Jacobs recovered the football himself.
Josh might have recovered it himself.
He regained possession, and then Georgia came back and knocked it in. I think that's a touchdown Alabama.
I believe it's going to be a touchdown Alabama. Wow. On that angle that we now see from behind the goalposts looking forward into the end zone, it looked like he picked it up and held it out as though he were over the goal line. Both coaches looking on. Fans of both sides waiting for the word.
After review, the ball was fumbled by Alabama and recovered by Alabama for a touchdown for Alabama.
There you go, Matt Luffler.
The drama from Matt right there.
Never have sweeter words been said by an SEC referee. Fumbled by Alabama, recovered by Alabama for a touchdown for Alabama. 1 yard fumble recovery for Josh Jacobs for a touchdown. Goodness gracious. If I already didn't have a head full of gray hair, it would have turned instantly. Now the extra point by Bulovas. Up and good.
Pretty good effort for a guy in Josh Jacobs who missed some time this week because of flu-like symptoms. Wasn't 100%. Certainly leaving it all on the line here today.
4 plays, 75 yards. Mecole Hardman and Brian Herrien are the deep men for Georgia to our left. Hardman to the near side, Herrien to the far. Here's the kick by Bulovas, right to left. It is a short kick. Best to keep it away from Hardman. It bounces. Herrien trying to corral it at the 2. Wishes he hadn't. McDonald is there. Kyrique puts him down.
And he could have called a fair catch right there.
He could have called a fair catch.
On the air, it's got to hit it. Once it hit
that's
the ground.
right. You're exactly right. Thanks, John Parker.
He had to call it and make the clean
You're right.
catch. But he did not. Kyrique McDonald, great coverage on special teams to make the tackle. And the Bulldogs now, with all of their timeouts, Bama has 2 of theirs remaining, will work from the shadow of their own goalpost. And that was something the Tide needed. They had to flip the field somehow today.
That's a big play. It's not going to show up in the stats, but forcing Georgia to now start from the 6-yard line, that's a big difference in starting from the 25.
2:13 remaining in the half. 21-14 Georgia. Fromm on the give to the running back, and nothing for DeAndre Swift as Bama comes rising up to the occasion. Great effort, Shaheem Carter and Raekwon Davis, who got a big push. Raekwon had some rest that he needed, had to catch his breath, and he comes out rejuvenated here. It'll be a 2nd down and 10. Georgia football at their own 6-yard line. 2 wideouts to the near side. Clock on the move.
Taking their time. They're not in any hurry.
1:43 to go in the half. Remember, Bama will get the ball to start the second half. Fromm gets the signals. He will audible. Steps back to his own 2-yard line. Claps his hands, gives it to Swift, and DeAndre runs into Quinnen Williams and his buddies. And a timeout for Alabama.
Read that book before. I knew Coach Saban.
Timeout. Alabama.
This situation.
Second charge timeout.
There's blood in the water. If you force a punt from Georgia right now, 3rd and long.
Georgia's first 2 possessions, they punted. The last 3, they scored touchdowns. DeAndre Swift, the running back. He lines up to the left of the quarterback on a 3rd down and 9. Snap. Fromm backpedals to the goal line, looks and throws a safety valve. It's caught, but DeAndre has nowhere to go. He tries to spin to the near side, and he hops over a man and goes out of bounds, but short of the yard line to gain. He'll go out of bounds at the 13.5-yard line, and the Bulldogs are going to have to call upon Jake Camarda to punt it away. Let's check in with Rashawn.
And as much of great of a 3-and-out that was by our defense, we have to give credit to special teams coordinator Jeff Banks with the pooch kick. He saw that the return team was cheated over on the return and decided to come with an alternative kick, and it worked out for us greatly here. Now with opportunity to get the ball back with a chance to score before the half.
A high kick. There's a flag for roughing the pass of the kicker. It'll be a penalty on Alabama for roughing the kicker. as the Tide came charging in. It was Keaton Anderson.
Running into the kicker, number 31 on the defense. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
First penalty of the night on Alabama. First penalty of the game. And he just got rolled over. Camarda did. Anderson down low. Ali Cahoe up high. And the Bulldogs get the ball again with 1 minute to go in the first half. They lead 21-14. Bama had spectacular opportunity there. But the first penalty of the night for the Tide costs them badly. So now Georgia comes back to the line of scrimmage. DeAndre Swift is the running back. It'll be a 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Wideouts either way. A delayed give. Nothing for Swift up the middle. Mack Wilson and Surtain both chase him to the far sidelines. The tackle is made. There'll be no gain. The clock continues to run. 46 seconds to go until halftime. Don't forget, Rashad will talk to the coach coming up at intermission, sponsored by Golden Flake, so stick around for that. Clock now inside of 30 seconds. It'll be a 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. After that, no gain. Fromm with Swift to his left rear. Fromm backpedals, looks, everybody's covered. Underneath, intercepted by, no, it was not quite intercepted by Shaheem Carter, who dove to try and catch a low flying duck. But it hit the ground before his hands got underneath it.
We could see Fromm smiling. He knew he got a one. He was trying to check it down underneath the Swift. It just sailed on him. Very, very close to being an interception from Shaheem Carter.
Yeah, Fromm with a big smile on his face, as we see on the replay. So now a 3rd and 10 with 13 seconds to go in the half. Georgia by a touchdown. Here's the give. Holyfield into the backfield. He is smothered there. And I believe that is going to be Alabama's final timeout taken to see if they can possibly do something here with 8 seconds remaining.
I'd have said you're crazy.
Yeah.
But on the 3 of 9, but I agree with you where 100%, we are.
But the momentum was so in favor of Georgia. But Alabama, with that long run from Jacobs, feels like they're getting back. This Georgia fans quieted down now going into halftime.
Again, nobody is back deep. Camarda waiting to punt. He'll put toe to leather from the 4-yard line. He gets it away. And it goes bouncing to midfield. The clock will expire on those last bounces. And we have come to the end of the half with the Georgia Bulldogs on top by a score of 21-14.
Last year we took them to overtime and we let them off the hook because of that guy. And now with a touchdown lead at the break, the number 4 team in the land leading the top-ranked Crimson Tide by a touchdown. To Jamie with Coach Saban.
Coach, you've been plagued by slow starts recently, and then to see some mental errors in the first half, how do you make those adjustments now?
Well, we did make some mental errors. We got to play better on defense. They're running the ball on us. We're not staying in our gaps. We're not executing the calls that we're making. So we got to do better. But we've also squandered opportunities by throwing an interception down in the red area, not moving the ball consistently enough on offense when we have it. So dropping a couple balls. So all in all, not a real good half.
All right, Coach, thanks.
Thank you.
Nick could be an analyst. That pretty much
summarized it. Yes.
That pretty much wraps up the half. End of the first half. 21-14, Georgia in front.
Let's see what happens. Bama with a 1st and 10 from their own 25 after the touchback. To Tagovailoa on the give to Damian Harris. Nothing up the middle. He'll come to the near side, tries to break a tackle, and somehow gets a yard, if that much. Maybe not even that much. It'll be a half a yard gain out to the 25.5-yard line. 2nd down upcoming for the Crimson Tide.
We got to get better production on first down for this half. Only 0 of 3 on 3rd downs, not putting ourselves in very manageable situations. That comes on first down.
Tua Tagovailoa claps his hands, points with his right hand, claps his hands again, does so a third time. Gets the snap, backpedals, looks to his left, throws a short one-hopper, incomplete en route to Jerry Jeudy. Second time we've seen stuff like that today. Tua 3 of 10 for 35 yards passing and 1 interception, 4 dropped passes. Jerry Jeudy does not have a single reception here today.
During the first half, Alabama's average third down conversion was 10.5 yards. Here we are again, 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Pierce Baker with the snap. Tua gets the ball waist high. Pressure up the middle. He escapes and then throws it and is dumped down as he is throwing it. It'll be incomplete. And they have to help him up. Tua
debating about whether it's
hobbles to the far sideline.
Intentional grounding on the offense, number 13. That's a spot foul, loss of down, 4th down.
Bama's saying that it wasn't intentional grounding. He was spun around as he threw the ball. The officials don't buy that.
Ball's got to cross the line of scrimmage. So even if it goes back, it's got to get past the original line of scrimmage, which that ball did.
So a punt now. Not much of a start right there. Mecole Hardman is back for Georgia. He's standing at the 50-yard line, so the Bulldogs will get good possession here. Bernier with a nice punt. Hardman back to his own 40, makes the grab shoulder high, dances down the near side and gets 6 more yards back to the 48-yard line. A 45-yard punt and those 6 yards of a return. Well, that went nowhere. There's a flag down on the field all the way back at the 11-yard line. I didn't even see it. It's all the way back at the 11-yard line. The officials are talking at the 30. The umpire now trots in to join that discussion. Referee Matt Leffler says the penalty is offsetting. There'll be a procedure on Alabama and a face mask on Georgia. Now Matt Leffler comes over and talks to Kirby Smart. There's still a discussion ongoing.
There are 2 fouls against. There's fouls against both teams. Illegal formation, more than 4 in the backfield on the kicking team. Personal foul, face mask during the return, number 87 on the return team. Those penalties will offset. Will replay 4th down.
So they're replaying the 4th down.
So that means Alabama's punt team's going to come back, and more importantly, the punt cover unit. So we know Mecole Hardman has got very dangerous skills when he gets the ball in the hands. Now these guys that just rain down and cover the kick, got to repeat it and do it again.
This is a good opportunity for the Bulldogs. Kirby Smart saying, we just want the ball. I was reading his lips on the sidelines. Now you'll get the ball here as they re-kick it. Bernier, toe to leather at the 5. Fair catch, and it's made at the 49 of Georgia by Hardman. So the Bulldogs will start from midfield when play resumes. Elijah Holyfield is the tailback. The tight end is Charlie Werner. Werner's on the right side of the formation. There are 3 wides left. Here's the give to Holyfield. He'll run up the middle, grabbed by Isaiah Buggs, but Isaiah can't put him right down. They together go inside the 45 to the 44-yard line.
It's another run from Georgia that really gets hit at the line of scrimmage, and they're able to keep the momentum going to pick up 6-7 yards on that drive. And I think this is just Alabama's defense getting tired. They've been on the field now 2-1. Compared to the offense, and just Georgia's chipping away at the defense.
They've been in the locker room, though, for 30 minutes here. Here now is a 2nd down and 3. Fromm with Holyfield to his right. 2 wides right, 1 man to the left. Here's the give. Holyfield kicks it outside. He's got running room down the left sideline, and Surtain finally stops him as they go out of bounds at the 24-yard line. But man, he kicked into another gear and went left and got to the edge, beating everybody for a 16-yard gain.
Yeah, lost contain, just like the big one explosive run they had early in the first half. The same exact look. Safety comes over top, loses contain on the outside run.
Now Hardman, he's in as a running back to the right. He'll go in motion now into the slot left. Empty backfield. Fromm gets the snap, looks right, throws a fade into the end zone, over the corner. Touchdown, Georgia. Riley Ridley from Fromm.
And with that motion from the backfield goes out, Fromm knows he's got Riley Ridley one-on-one. Matchup that he's willing to take every time, and what Fromm's been able to do this first half has been insanely accurate with his balls. There was nowhere to go except right where he put it. Riley Ridley gives him just enough room, puts it in, reels it in, but man, this was a good throw and catch. Fromm is having the best day he's had all year at the biggest stage.
Fromm now 15 of 19, 162 yards, 3 touchdowns. They wait for the touchdown to be confirmed. It only looked good on our screen, but the officials have to wait for the word. They now get it, and it is good. And the extra point try from Rodrigo Blankenship, upcoming at the uprights to our left. Blankenship wears those heavy black-rimmed glasses, and through those specs, he sees another extra point split the uprights. So the Georgia Bulldogs doubling up the Crimson Tide right now. It's Georgia 28, Alabama 14. The Brombergs' forever Mark Diamond scoring drive was 3 plays, 51 yards in a minute and 14 seconds. Kicking it right to left to Josh Jacobs and Brian Robinson. Blankenship raises his left arm, approaches the football, and boom. And somewhere in Gwinnett County, that one has come down. A couple of years you'll hear that man's name on Sunday, no doubt about it.
No question, but Alabama finds themselves in a situation down 2 scores, 28-14. Still tons of time left to go in this game. Tell you what I'm doing in this situation. If I'm Tua, that's the offense is sputtering, you know, only 136 yards of offense. I'm going to find my guys. I'm going to try to find Devontae Smith. I'm going to try to find Jerry Jeudy. Let them go make plays for you, because that's something that he hadn't been in the situation. Go find your players and give them the ball.
Deontay Brown is back out there on the offensive line for Bama. On a 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Here's Tua. On the give, Josh Jacobs goes left. He comes up to the 30 and stumbles forward to the 32-yard line. A 7-yard gain on the play before he is taken down by the Bulldogs. If you're just joining us, Henry Ruggs has 1 pass reception for 23 yards. Devontae Smith has 1 for 9. Irv Smith has 1 for 3. Damian Harris 1 for -1. That's it. 4 receptions, 34 yards for Bama today. Wideouts 3 to the right. Jacobs goes to the left. An empty backfield. Tua. He'll stand there. Has time. Pressure. Comes underneath, and it's nearly intercepted as he is put on his caboose back at the 20. I guess he was looking for Irv Smith Jr.
Not sure what they were trying to do. I don't think they were. It was a screen setting up. Looked like Irv was just staying in, trying to help. Actually was a screen.
Yeah.
Georgia read it perfect. Nose tackle bailed out. Now on 3rd and 4. You said at least this is a manageable situation. The best 3rd down opportunity that Alabama's had this game.
Here's a 3rd and 3. Bama nothing of 3 in 3rd down conversions. Tua brings a man in motion. Fakes the give. Hands off Jacobs. Nothing as he goes left. He is stuffed by DeAndre Walker. DeAndre Walker backed up by Jawan Taylor. And again, Bama, after just a minute of a possession, will have to punt it away for the 4th time today to Mecole Hardman.
And Georgia's not doing anything special, anything new, or anything different. They're just winning the matchups right now. Leatherwood pulling one-on-one. DeAndre makes a play.
Here's the punt. Hardman goes back, fields it at the 25, and is taken down at the 24. Great job by the Tides. Henry Ruggs came in and worked on special teams off the 47-yard punt by Bernier. Nick Saban with a concerned look on his face, pacing the Crimson Tide sideline. DeAndre Swift, the running back to the right rear of Fromm, gets the handoff, goes up the middle, forces his way through Dylan Moses, and is eventually put down at the 29-yard line. It'll be a 4-yard pickup on the play.
Just another 5-yard run for Georgia, right up the middle, and this has really set everything up that they've been able to do. The play action pass from Fromm, and he's been efficient this whole game. Alabama's got to get a turnover, do something to be disruptive, because right now Georgia's controlling this entire ball game.
And they control the clock, keeping the Tide offense on the bench. Wides are 3 to the right and 2 to the left. Empty backfield. There's a whistle before the snap and a procedure against
By the
Georgia.
snap, false start. Offense, number 6. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
It'll be James Cook, the tailback.
We'll take it.
So the mark off of 5 yards. It'll be a 2nd down and 10. Second penalty on Cook today. Swift, the running back, and now whistles from the officials. Everybody will reconvene at the line of scrimmage. Fromm, 15 of 19, 162 yards.
Both clocks will start on my ready. The play clock and the game clock on my ready.
Tua, 3 of 12 for 35 yards. Everybody's ready. The teams are at the line. 2 wides either way for Georgia. The running back Swift to the left of his quarterback. They play action to him, throw it across the middle. Tight end wide open. Catch is made. Nauta on the run. He'll cut left at the 30. He'll try and get free. He is taken down from behind at the 19-yard line. Second big play of the day for Isaac Nauta, who had a 20-yard touchdown reception early in the ball game. That one goes for 55 yards down to the Bama 20.
And Alabama's trying to do something different. All-out blitz, got free that time.
Now Fromm gets the snap, gives to Swift. DeAndre has no yardage there. He gets snowed under at the 20-yard line by Christian Miller and Raekwon Davis. A tight end, Isaac Nauta.
It was almost a busted play from Georgia. They knew it was a hot route, not a looking, waiting for Fromm. Fromm just bought some time. Christian Miller trying to get right at the feet, but just threw it up, and Nauta made a good play and then showed his ability. Man, that guy's athletic to be able to run that far down the field being a tight end.
3 receptions, 74 yards, and a touchdown. Here now the 2nd down and 10. Georgia from the Bama 20, heading at the end zone to our left. The running back, they play action to Swift. They throw it to Swift now as he is vacated in the right flat. He'll make the grab and go up the right sideline for 5 yards before Savion Smith goes down low and makes the tackle on him. Well, Georgia just taking their time, and Fromm with surgical skill dissecting the Alabama defense today.
Yeah, and Georgia was trying to take a shot on that play. Play action fake that they've done off the running game, looking for the end zone, but Alabama just everybody dropping. Good pickup on 2nd down. Now 3rd and 3, right where we're going to be if you're the offense.
Georgia 5 of 9 and 3rd down conversions. The entire formation is in tight. Herrion, the running back, goes in motion to the near side. Fromm looks, throws across the middle, nobody home. Bama had double teamed the intended receiver Riley Ridley at the 7-yard line. And now the field goal unit will be coming in. Rodrigo Blankenship, a Lou Groza semifinalist who is 19 of 22 this year, will be trying a 31-yarder. He is 2 of 3 from this distance this season. Nick Moore is the snapper. The punter, Jake Camarda, is the holder. It's off the far hash marks, heading to our left. Of course, indoors, there is no wind to factor in. 31-yard kick on the way. It is up, and it is no good. It is no good. Rodrigo Blankenship missing his 2nd kick from this distance this season. That's a big win for Bama as it goes left of the left upright. Tua Tagovailoa and the Tide have gone 3 and out on 4 of their last 6 drives. Now beginning on a 1st and 10 from their own 20 after the miss by Blankenship on the field goal try. Tagovailoa with wideouts either way, 2 to his right, 1 to the left. He'll get the snap. Handoff. Nothing for Najee Harris. Maybe a couple of yards, but virtually nil. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. Rashad, are they taking Jerry Jeudy out of the game defensively?
I don't see them taking him out of the game defensively. I mean, they're definitely playing deeper coverage, not allowing us to get the deep threats down the field, which is what Jeudy normally runs. So I think we need to just implement some quick screens, get the ball in his hands, let him get going, get that first shot off, and then he'll be able to get in his rhythm.
On a 2nd and 8, Josh Jacobs in motion. Tua across the middle. Waddle makes the grab, bounces off a tackler. He's to the 40. 1st down out to the 44-yard line. Everybody jumping on his back as he falls down at the 45. Jalen Waddle, a 23-yard reception. That'll be his first catch of the day.
Yep, and that's 2. Okay, we're back in our offense now. Route we've seen, route combination, stop underneath, in cut. Waddle does a good job of hanging onto the ball. Big hit he received.
Waddle and Jeudy wide to the near side. Running backs flanking the quarterback. Play action fake, the throw across the middle, and Waddle will fall down making the cut at about the 43-yard line of the Georgia Bulldogs, and that pass sails away.
And I think that right there, RPO, they're disruptive. They're jamming Waddle at the line of scrimmage. He was wide open, except the defender hit him right at the line of scrimmage, forced him off his route, forced the timing off of Tua. So hadn't seen that at all this year. Alabama's got to be able to handle it.
Here's a 2nd down and 10. Again, 2 wides to the near, 1 to the left. Georgia up by 2 touchdowns midway through the 3rd quarter here in Atlanta. Tagovailoa in the shotgun. Looks, throws the slant. Jeudy, first catch of the day. Bobbles the ball as he is hit, but he falls upon it and covers it up at the 44-yard line, and it's a 1st down. It was a big hit for the Georgia Bulldogs by Mark Webb, but Jerry Jeudy covered it up.
Good block from Najee Harris, stepping up, taking on the blitz, quick slant from Jeudy. That's what Rashad was just talking about. Throw it, get him the ball quick, and let's move on.
Now Tua backpedals on the snap. He'll throw long, left side. It's overthrowing everybody, incomplete with a flag on the play. Devontae Smith was held, it looked like, by Eric Stokes, the left cornerback, at around the 15-yard line. They weren't going to let happen today what happened in the national championship game. Referee Matt Leffler talking to his other officials. Georgia fans don't like it, and the double coverage. And the flag came in. Again, here's Matt Leffler, today's referee.
Pass interference on the defense, number 27, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
That was Eric Stokes, the 6th penalty of the day for the Georgia Bulldogs. And with the 15-yard mark-off, that brings the football inside the 30. That'll be 6 penalties for a loss of 50 yards by Georgia today.
And sometimes you just want to dial up a shot. You try to catch the long ball, but PI sometimes it's just as good. Now you got to take this momentum on offense and run with it.
Now from the 28-yard line, heading to our right. Najee Harris in motion. Tua backpedals, looks, throws left side. Ball is intercepted by Georgia at the 2 by J.R. Reed as he wrestled it away from Jalen Waddle. J.R. Reed pulls down the interception, his 2nd of the year. And the Georgia Bulldogs have it starting at their own 3.
Yeah, they've got it. They've got the momentum also. Single safety sitting back, and 2 is just a little bit late. Just a little bit late with the ball behind him, you know, just trying to force it. And that's what happened. That's the 2nd interception. But Georgia's backed up. They've got the momentum, but they're inside the 5-yard line.
Now, if Bama's defense can come up large here, they can keep the Bulldogs bottled up. Tua, his 2nd pick of the day. Elijah Holyfield, the running back, will line up with the quarterback in the end zone. On a 1st and 10, the give Holyfield. He'll dance around a couple of men across the 5 to the 6. Isaiah Buggs trips him up there. It'll be a 2nd down and 8 for Georgia. 6:36 remaining in the 3rd. Bulldogs having doubled up the Tide 28-14 right now.
Still a lot of time left, though. A lot of time. This is a big drive for Alabama's defense.
Jake Fromm, the quarterback. He's thrown for 224 yards today. Tagovailoa has thrown for 70. Here comes the snap. It's a give to the running back. Nothing up the middle. Coming to the near side. Holyfield breaks a tackle. But now Bama's linebackers come in with help from the secondary. And Xavier McKinney comes in to put him down at the 8-yard line. So it brings up a 3rd down and 5.
Patrick Surtain slowed him down. Good open field tackle from him. Just enough to let his troops come and pick him up. 3rd down for Alabama coming up.
Jared Maiden is in as the extra defensive back, having returned after the targeting call of a week ago. Biggest play of the game defensively for the Tide today is right here. 3rd and 5. Fromm comes up to the line of scrimmage. He'll signal with his right arm. He will yell. His other teammates all signal with their arms in acknowledgement. He'll backpedal, get the snap. Here's the give, going to the far side. Close to the 1st down is DeAndre Swift. He'll be short, bringing up 4th down and inches deep in Georgia's own territory. Rashad?
Great job by Tosh Lupoy right there on 3rd down. We showed the blitz as the hard count came. Jake Fromm adjusted to the draw, but Tosh Lupoy came with another coverage to let us have our eyes on the running back and be able to come up and be able to make the tackle like we did just then. That was a great job playing a chess match, switching up the defensive call once he saw the offense switch up and knew our hand at that point in time.
Georgia to punt it away. Camarda from his own end zone boots it. That one is a sky-high punt. Waddle says fair catch all the way back at his own 27-yard line. A great punt by Jake Camarda. That was 60 yards in the air. His longest of the year was 63 against Austin Peay back on opening weekend, September the 1st. He backed it up with a 60-yarder against the Tide here tonight.
But I'll tell you what, big stop. 3 and out from our defense. Alabama going down, had all the momentum. Unfortunately, threw an interception, but a big hold for Alabama to keep us in this ballgame.
Bama 1st and 10 from their own 28, going left to right. Tagovailoa throws the out route to Ruggs. He'll jump up, make the grab. He's to the 35, gets forward to the 33-yard line, and he is taken down there. It'll be short of the 1st down. Reed makes the tackle, or at least Baker did. That was DeAndre Baker on the stop.
Looks more like our normal offense, though. Tua taking a drop, looking downfield, just distributing the ball.
4:07 to go in the 3rd. Bama down by 2 touchdowns. On the give, Damian Harris, left side, big hole, gets tripped up, but he's got the 1st down as he stumbles across the 45-yard line, and they will move the chains. 3:56 remaining. Bama, total yardage, 78 in the air, 108 on the ground for 186. Georgia has 354. Here's Tua on 1st down, throws. Devontae Smith gets stuck hard in the back, but he hangs on to the football. Tyreek McGee comes up with the big hit at the 49-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 5, or maybe 6, pending the official spot. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Crimson Tide. 2 wides to the left. 1 plus a wide split on the near side. Tua in the shotgun. Claps his hands. Looks to the left side. Throws. Has a man. Waddle across the middle 30. Down the near sideline 20. He breaks a tackle 10. He's to the 5. He's going in. Touchdown Alabama. 40 yards. Tua to Jalen Waddle.
It's nothing but speed right there, Eli. We've seen it from Waddle, being able to catch the ball quick and then turn it into an explosive play. This kid was a true freshman at the beginning of the year, but I don't think you can call him that anymore. Needed him, stepped up, he delivers. But two, I tell you what, it's finally settling down. That was a good drive. Good stop from the defense to force the punt and then taking advantage of it, putting us at hopefully down by 7 points.
There's still 18 minutes of football to play. The extra point is up and good. And Alabama now has drawn to within a touchdown. It is Georgia on top, 28-21. That Bromberg's forever marked diamond scoring drive, 4 plays, 72 yards in 1 minute and 29 seconds. And Bama has not played well, but they are within a touchdown. Here's the kick. That one goes towards the end zone, and a touchback as Hardman lets it hit on the A of Alabama that is painted across the middle of that end zone to our right. So the Bulldogs will start 1st and 10 from their own 25. Alabama fans starting to hoot and holler a bit. It's been a Georgia building tonight. A lot of Georgia fans yelling and screaming. Bama now trying to get their defense wound up. Quinnen Williams was busy early. We've not heard much from him here late. Elijah Holyfield, the tailback. The tight end, Charlie Werner. He's in the left. Wideouts, 2 to the left and 1 to the right. Play action fake. Fromm will keep it. He'll dive forward to the 30-yard line. A pickup of 5 before Dylan Moses stops him. Fromm on the year, that's only his 33rd rush. He is at a negative 15 yards. They'll say his knee hit after a 3-yard gainer when he dove forward. So it'll be a 2nd down and 7 upcoming for the Bulldogs. 3 wides right and 1 to the left. 2.5 remaining in the third. Georgia by a touchdown, 28-21. Empty backfield. Fromm claps his hands. He's got protection. He'll throw to the right side. Catch is made. 1st down Georgia, and dancing forward is Ridley before Dylan Moses stops him, but a 1st down for Calvin's little brother, Riley Ridley, who already tonight has a touchdown.
Another quick game from Georgia. Jim Chaney's doing a good job of not letting this Alabama push rush affect what they're doing, of throwing it quick, side to side, spreading the field out. Complementing the running game really well. So they're going to put 2 backs in the one, and then they'll split up everybody out. It's very confusing.
Inside of 2 minutes remaining in the third, 1:55. Here's the give. Holyfield hit by Mack Wilson as soon as he gets the ball, and he'll go down after a half-yard gain. It'll be a 2nd down and 9.5 for the Bulldogs. They'll snap it again from their own 39-yard line. Little jawing out there now, but Bama has nothing to jaw about. Raekwon Davis jumping up and down. He seems to be in the ball game now. A little more energy being shown from he and his teammates. Here now with 1:20 to go in the third. Georgia looking at a 2nd down and 9. Football at their own 40 with their bright red jerseys over the gray pants. Fromm gets the snap, stands in, flushed from the pocket. He's going to run again. He slides to safety at about the 47-yard line. It'll be short of the 1st down by about a yard, but all of a sudden, with everybody covered and Bama's defense doing a better job, Fromm is taken off and running.
Yeah, cool in the pocket, had some pressure on the top side, but slid just enough to force this 3rd down. So as good as Alabama's been this half, this is a big play on 3rd down. Be able to force a punt, can.
Georgia 5 of 11 in 3rd down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 2 from their own 47. 31 seconds to go in the third. Georgia by a touchdown. Ridley in motion to the far side of the formation. Fromm claps his hands. Pressure, unloads it. Ball tipped, incomplete. He unloaded it, incomplete, looking for Hardman in the left slot, and Alabama's going to hold in a big 3rd and 2 situation with 20 seconds now remaining in the third. The Tide will no doubt get a very strong punt to have to field from Jake Camarda.
That was Shaheem Carter coming off his slot on the blitz, unblocked, put his hands up right at the end.
Camarda had a 60-yard punt earlier. Ruggs is the return man instead of Jalen Waddle. Ruggs is back deep. He stands at his own 10. The punt, not quite blocked. It goes sailing all the way into and out of the back of the end zone. Just too much of a leg. A 53-yard punt that time by Jake Camarda. But interesting to see Henry Ruggs for the first time back to field a punt.
He's been so productive on offense. Maybe they're just trying to give him a breather because he's been a big part, especially late in the season. So I look to see them go and try to get him the ball more on this drive.
Tua Tagovailoa, 8 of 19, 134 yards. Jake Fromm, 18 of 24, 235 yards. Tua with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Fromm with 3 touchdowns. Bama 1st and 10 from their own 20 after the touchback. Final few seconds, third quarter, Tua in a pistol formation. Play action fake. He'll stand in. He'll go left. He'll throw. It is caught. First down, Ruggs out to the 36-yard line. First down, Ruggs with 3 seconds remaining in the third. A 16-yard gainer on the play.
Good route from Ruggs, running the in cut.
That's the end of the third quarter.
And now they wind the clock, and as you hear from Matt Leffler, the quarter has come to a close. Bama on the move, trailing by a touchdown. We go to the fourth quarter of the SEC championship game. 28-21 Georgia. As the fourth quarter begins. Here's Tua from the 35, steps up with a rifle shot behind the cutting Henry Ruggs. He reached for it, couldn't make a clean play. It's incomplete at the Georgia 45-yard line. Those are the ones that normally are completed.
Yeah, I know, uncharacteristic. That was a little bit behind him. I think he was just hung on the left side, wanted the one-on-one matchup to the left with Devontae Smith. Hung on it just a count too long, and that forced him to be late across the middle.
2nd and 10, Bama from their own 37. 3 wides to the right. Running back, Jacobs to the left of Tua. Tua rolls left, flushed, throws a side armor. Jerry Jeudy in and out of his hands. It was knocked down and out of his hands by the coverage man. And it's incomplete. Tyreek McGee. He's been very strong tonight for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, that brings up now 3rd and 10. So not the situation you want to be in. Been here all night, though. Try to change it up if you're Alabama's offense, but Tua, you got to protect the ball.
Bama nothing of 5 in third down conversions today. 1 wide to the left, that's Devontae Smith. 2 wideouts and the tight end Irv Smith to the right. Josh Jacobs to the left of Tua. On a 3rd and 10 from his own 35. Tua claps his hands, backpedals, looks, under pressure. He is hit, coughs the ball up out of bounds, and it is incomplete. As the pressure came in from the backside, that was DeAndre Walker, the Jack linebacker. And Bama will have to punt it away from their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, Tua just hung on to it a little bit too long. Pressure from the right side. Oh, dodged a bullet because that was very easily close to being a sack fumble. So once again, that's going to have to ask the defense to step up, get a big stand.
5th punt of the day by Mike Bernier, averaging 41 yards per punt. That's exactly 3 yards better than he averages for the season. Here he'll punt it away. Hardman watching it. It takes a lateral spin and goes kicking out to the Georgia sideline at around the 27-28-yard line. We'll see where they place it. It'll be the 27, and that's where the Bulldogs will start 1st and 10 when we return. For the first time all year, Alabama trails in the 4th quarter of a ball game. First time all season, they trail 28-21. Here now the Georgia Bulldogs, starting 1st and 10 from their own 27. They'll be going left to right as you listen. Elijah Holyfield to the right of his quarterback. Fromm throws the out route near side. Catch is made by Isaac Nauta, the tight end, who's quickly put down by Savion Smith. Nevertheless, a pickup of 7 on the play on the near sideline. Brings up a 2nd down and 3.
Savion's had a pretty busy day. He's leading the team right now in tackles. He's been all over the place.
Nauta 4 receptions for 81 yards. Here now Fromm under his center, Lamont Gaillard. Rarely have we seen him under center. Man in motion. They do the jet sweep across to Jason Stanley. He'll turn the corner far side, and he'll get a first down for the Georgia Bulldogs out to the Alabama 46-yard line.
Timed that one up perfect. Haven't seen him under the center like you said.
Yep.
And when that jet sweep comes in, it's tough to time it up. They do a lot of running game off that. That's when you look to hit it up in the middle also. That's a big play from Georgia's offense.
Patrick Surtain finally put him out of bounds. Georgia fans thought it was a late hit, and they react to the replay on the screen here. Here's a 1st and 10 Bulldogs on their own 46. DeAndre Swift now the running back to the right of Fromm. 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Bama defense digs in. Fromm gets the snap. Looks. There's the crossing route. Knocked down by the Crimson Tide across the middle. Great job by Anthony Jennings.
Left side knocking it down. That was a good play. Quick hidden slant from the slot receiver that time. Would have gone for some big yards because Alabama's playing a little softer on the secondary. But Anthony reading Fromm's eyes and knocking the ball down.
2nd down and 10 upcoming. Football at Georgia's own 46. 13-13 remaining in the ball game. The Bulldogs by a touchdown. Again, first time all year Alabama's trailed in the 4th quarter. Hardman in motion to the far side. Fromm rolls to the near side. Everybody's covered. He'll throw it near side, and a beautiful catch is made before stepping out by Riley Ridley. It'll not be near the first down marker. It gets to the Alabama 48, but a brilliant catch by the young Riley Ridley.
Threaded the needle on that play. Savion Smith just a touch late on the ball, or had a chance for interception. Riley doing a good job of reeling it in.
Georgia 5 of 12 in 3rd down conversions. Here is a big 3rd and 4. Bama wants and needs the ball back. Georgia on top 28-21. 12:45 to go in the SEC championship game. Fromm looks, throws it near side. Ball is up in the air, and it's well out of bounds. Not a catchable pass. Tyler Simmons, the intended receiver. Georgia fans felt he was interfered with, but the ball was well out of bounds and not a catchable throw.
But finally some pressure from Alabama's defense. It was a blitz right up the middle. Dylan Moses and Matt Wilson both put pressure on him. Fromm takes a drop, just throws it off his back foot, trying to get rid of it. But I like that. Some pressure from Alabama, making them uncomfortable in the backfield.
Now the 6th punt of the day for Camarda, averaging 48 yards. Jalen Waddle is back out there to field the punt. He'll stand back at his own 10. Booming end under end kick. Let's see what the Bulldogs do. They cannot cover it. It'll be a touchback. They missed it by an inch or so. That is all. They didn't miss it by much, but they missed it by an inch or so. Gave it a great effort. The first player kept it in, but then the spin took it across the line before Hardman tried to kick it back into the playing field, but the officials were right on top of the action. The official Mercedes-Benz Stadium attendance today, 77,141. Our friends at ATIX are proud to sponsor the announcement of today's attendance. And remember, you want to follow the Tide throughout the postseason. AAATIX.com is the place to go as your Crimson Tide ticket connection. ATIX. Bama going with 2 running backs now on a 1st and 10 from their own 20. Hand off to Najee Harris. He goes laterally but cannot turn it north and south. He's gang tackled. They'll give him some semblance of forward progress. He'll lose 2. Tay Crowder, the middle linebacker, makes the tackle.
Yeah, not the start you want. Production on 1st down still for Alabama is not there, and we're in uncharted territories right now for Tua. He's only attempted 3 passes so far this year in the 4th quarter.
Here now is a 2nd down and a dozen. Bama from their own 18-yard line, going right to left. 2 wides left, 1 to the right. Here's Tua. Looks, throws across the middle. Catch is made by Bama at the 30-yard line. It'll be a 1st down as they fight to the 31. Good effort there by Devontae Smith. Bama 1st and 10 from their own 31. 11:27 to go in regulation. Bama down by a touchdown. Here's Jacobs in motion. They fake the give to Najee, one of two backs, and Tua throws near side through the hands of the jumping Henry Ruggs at about his own 47-yard line. They had double coverage. He threw it high, and again Alabama with an injured quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa is not getting up after that last hit. Jalen Hurts quickly jumps up on the sidelines. He'll begin to warm up. Tua is still down.
Looks like he's grabbing his ankle. Got stepped on, rolled up on the left tackle, Jonah Williams.
Of course, he may have tweaked it earlier in the day. Jonah was there. So too Jonathan Ledbetter. They are looking at his ankle. They have pulled his sock down, and he is in a good bit of pain. You can tell as Jalen Hurts quickly begins to warm up on the sideline. He's taking some snaps from Ross Pierschbaker while Tua is being tended to at the 25-yard line on the far hash marks. Trainer Jeff Allen is out there. Tua today has been 3 of 3 in the fourth quarter for 56 yards. But
looks like he's still down.
He is still down.
With a lot of pain.
Ginger Gilmore Childress is there helping out. And Tua having to put his arms around the trainers to walk off to the Alabama sideline. Dr. Lyle Kane is out there, the team orthopedic surgeon. They have put the tent up on the far side, and they'll take Tua directly there. And wouldn't this be quite the role reversal? Wouldn't this be something as Tua gets a nice hand, and so does the entering Jalen Hurts. It looks like Tua caught a cleat in the side of his foot, as best I can tell. Jalen Hurts, 43 of 58 passing on the year, 673 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Here's a 2nd and 10. Bama from their own 31-yard line. On the give, Najee Harris, nothing. He is snowed under. Ledbetter led the attack. And now it's going to be a 3rd down and 13.
And not where you want to be, because Alabama right now on the day is 0 for 6. No first down conversions when we're faced for a 3rd. And this situation doesn't help of just lack of production on the early downs. And now you put your quarterback, who hadn't played at all today, in a tough situation. Probably a draw or a screen coming up on this play.
Damian Harris to the left of Jalen Hurts. 3 wideouts in a triangular formation to the right side of the set. Here now Jalen backpedals, looks. Everybody's covered. He'll throw across the middle. Caught. Irv Smith. First down, Alabama. First down, Irv Smith, as he gets out to the 43-yard line. Bama's first 3rd down conversion of the day. Wouldn't this be something? In January, Tua comes in for Jalen Hurts. Now, this month, Jalen Hurts comes in for Tua. Wide receivers, 2 to the right, plus Irv Smith. Devontae Smith is wide left. Damian Harris, the running back. Tua under pressure. He'll roll away and throw over the head of Irv Smith out of bounds along the far sideline.
In that time, Kirby Smart brought the corner blitz. Jalen didn't see it, so I look, probably they're going to dial up more blitzes for Jalen.
And I believe I said Tua there rolling. I obviously meant Jalen Hurts. Old habits here break hard. That was Jalen Hurts quarterbacking, having come in for Tua moments ago. Here now is 2nd and 10. Alabama from their own 42-yard line, down by a touchdown, 10 minutes to go. The give. Up the middle, Damian Harris gets across the SEC logo out to the 47-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 from there. Jerry Jeudy checks in for the Crimson Tide now. Jalen Hurts stares to the far side. The play being signaled in with those giant flashcards. Devontae Smith leaves. The center judge stands over the center. Lets Georgia substitute. Now we are ready. Again, 3 wides in a triangular formation on the right. Damian Harris to the left of Jalen. On a 3rd down and 5. Jalen with pressure. He escapes. He's chased by Ledbetter. He'll throw that one far side. Caught in bounds. Jalen Waddle. Another Jalen to Jalen combination for a first down inside the Georgia 29. A 31-yard pickup right there. Another all Jalen all the time combination as we saw in last week's game. Now on a 1st and 10. Jalen near side screen. Jerry Jeudy with a block. He'll bust inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Picks up a couple before Tay Crowder tackles him at the sideline.
It's such a good throw from the play before. Jalen with pressure up the middle, rolling right, to be able to stay composed, contained, deliver a strike downfield.
Here now, Jalen Hurts pumps left, nobody there, rolls right, looks, accelerates, outraces the defender, gets a first down and dances out of bounds inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. He went one way and picks up 10 yards as he just outraced the significantly slower defender.
And here we are seeing a situation where Georgia prepared for Tua the entire week. They knew he was going to play, but now with him out, Jalen's doing exactly what he did to win 26 games as a starter, and that's using his feet. When the play breaks down, extend it, pick up a first down.
Here's a 1st down and 10 from the Georgia 18. The give, Damian Harris, big hole into the secondary, across the 10, down to the 9. He'll pick up 9 yards. Irv Smith and Alex Leatherwood on the blocking. Tell you, a mobile quarterback gives you a whole set of different circumstances.
You're exactly right. And Loxley's taking advantage, using tempo, not let Georgia get comfortable figuring out what's going on.
Now with the wide out and Irv Smith on the right and 2 wides on the left. Here's the fake give to Damian, and Jalen Hurts tries to fight on the right side. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe not even that. He'll lose a yard, I believe. It'll be a 3rd down and 2 upcoming. 13th play of the drive for Alabama. So the Tide doing what Georgia did earlier with that 12th play drive of there. Jalen 2 for 2 in 3rd down conversions since he has come in the ball game. Both for the first 2 3rd down conversions of the day. Here now is a 3rd and 1. They'll say he got back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 1. Josh Jacobs gets the direct snap in the Wildcat. He'll fight and fight and fight. And let's see where they spot it. It's going to be a first down. A Wildcat direct snap to Josh Jacobs. Whistle sound. And they do move the chains.
And they didn't show the Wildcat. They showed up. They lined up with Jalen behind the center. It was a shift. Most of the times it's receivers, tight ends moving. Jalen moved over. Josh Jacobs behind the center took the direct snap. Good play call.
Bama inside the Chick-fil-A red zone. It'll be a 1st and goal from the 7. Heading to the end zone to our left that has Georgia painted across the middle of it. Damian Harris to Jalen's right. Jerry Jeudy split wide right. Tight ends blocking. Jalen lunges forward inside the 5 to the 4 behind Hale Henches's block, who came in. He replaced Jonah Williams on that alignment.
Jonah Williams coming back into the game, so nice to see him coming back. 2nd down in the red zone. You know, it's tighter compressed. If it's a passing game, it's got to be quicker. Probably look Jalen get mobile on this play. Roll out, give him a chance to run or throw the ball.
Here's a 2nd and goal from the 5. Again, Damian Harris lined up to the left of his quarterback. Jeudy and Irv Smith are to the right. Devontae Smith to the left, and there's a flag, and somebody moved for Alabama.
It's Damian.
False start on the offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty remains. 2nd down.
When Lester Cotton moved, Damian keyed off of that, and then he jumped. Only the 3rd penalty of the day for Bama. Yep, we looked at the replay. As soon as Lester moved, Damian was just staring at him, and when he saw that big rear go, he went.
And that's costly. 5 yards when you're on the 5-yard line. Now you're backed up to the 10.
All right, 5:43 to go in regulation. Bama down by a touchdown. 28-21 Georgia. Here now is a 2nd and goal from the 10, and whistles again.
First charge timeout, Georgia.
Georgia takes a timeout. They didn't like what they saw. It'll be a 2nd and goal from the 10, heading to the end zone to our left. Jalen Hurts in for the injured Tua Tagovailoa. Came in earlier in the 4th quarter. Judy, Ruggs, and Smith, the tight end, are wide left. Devontae Smith wide right. Damian Harris to the right of Jalen Hurts. Pierce Baker snaps it knee high. Jalen's got it. Throws the fade route out of bounds in the corner of the end zone. Devontae Smith had tight coverage on him, and Jalen just basically threw it in that direction, but threw it away.
I think they were trying to run a slant return with the 1-on-1 matchup. You like that all day long with Smith running just that slant and good coverage from the secondary. Probably 4-down territory with only 5.5 minutes left to go in this game.
You would have to say this is a 3rd and 10 coming up. 3rd and goal from the 10. Again at the end zone to our left. Devontae Smith and Jerry Jeudy to the near side. Irv Smith and Ruggs to the far side. Now Jeudy in motion. He goes to the right of the formation. Here's Jalen. Stands in. Looks. Everybody's covered. He's going to take off to the right side. He'll throw back into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. Jerry Jeudy. Touchdown. Welcome back, Jalen Hurts, and welcome back, Jerry Jeudy. Wow. A 10-yard touchdown pass, and Bama is within an extra point of tying it.
And it was complete on the money, on the run, running right. I thought he was going to take off, had a lot of green grass, but shows you how he's developed as a quarterback, as a passer. Jerry Jeudy running on the back end line, gives him enough room. LeCount's right in great position, but takes a perfect throw from Jalen Hurts, scored touchdown.
Now the extra point by Joseph Bulovas. They have not been assured all year. He's been perfect today, and he remains that way. And we are tied at 28. That, folks, was class, and a class in leadership, and a magnificent performance by Jalen Hurts. The Brombergs forever mark Diamond's scoring drive. 16 plays, 80 yards in 7 minutes and 8 seconds. Bama used up most of the quarter. They now have a tie on their hands as we return in a moment. As now the kickoff by Bulovas, right to left. He'll kick it short and to the far side. It is fielded by Hardham, who drops it. It is picked up by Herrion on the one hop, and he goes out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Wow. Nicole Hardman dropped it, and on the direct bounce, it went right to Berrien, and he picked it up and carried it to the 33-yard line. Did he signal fair catch?
He signaled fair catch, and I don't know if you can advance it after the muff catch.
You have to field it cleanly for that fair catch call to count.
We're going to put it right there. During the play, there was a fair catch signal given. It was recovered. At this spot will be 1st and 10, Georgia.
So it must be clearly. Yeah, he can't advance it. It has to be caught cleanly for that fair catch call. He made the signal around the 10, ran up to the 18, muffed it, and then Georgia covered it, and that could not be advanced.
Picked up an extra 14 yards, dodging a bullet right there from Alabama.
Here we go. Justin Fields in at quarterback now for the Georgia Bulldogs. He has Elijah Holyfield to his left rear. 3 wides to the right, nobody out left. Here's the fake give, and the quarterback keeps it, and Bama sees it all the way. Isaiah Buggs shoots right through to put Justin Fields down. That'll be it for Fields. He leaves, and Jake Fromm comes in. That play actually picks up a yard. It'll be a 2nd down and 9 for Georgia. 4:52 remaining in the ball game. We're tied at 28. Fromm. He's got Swift to his left. Hardman in motion. dropping back. Fromm throws on the near side. Swift over the shoulder, makes the grab up the near sideline. Cuts left at the 50 and is hauled down at midfield by Alabama's Xavier McKinney. It'll be a 26-yard play. He timed it beautifully, threw that easily over the cover man who had penetrated through Isaiah Buggs.
Yeah, threw it perfect. It was a blitz from Alabama from the left side. That means Buggs was zoning out in coverage. Unfortunately, he was one-on-one with DeAndre Swift. It took a perfect pass, teardrop over the top from Fromm. That's a big pickup, but just him recognizing the defense and moving on.
Georgia has 2 timeouts remaining. Bama has all 3. Fromm under his center. Man in motion from the far to the near side. Here's the give. Holyfield, he's going down. That was Quinnen Williams, who had been fairly quiet since the first quarter, and the play loses back to the 50-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 11.
And Georgia's been so good on first down. Quinnen right there beating his double team, beating the center one-on-one. Right guard trying to help him out, but he got in the backfield. That's what you got to have. Get some disruption. Now force him into 2nd and long.
Holyfield remains as the running back. 2 wides to the left, 2 wides to the right. Bama's 3-man front digs in. Linebackers gird for the play. Here now, Fromm gets the snap, looks, throws near side over everybody's head. Incomplete at the 40. Double teaming of Riley Ridley that time by Alabama's Savion Smith and Shaheem Carter. There was also pressure on the quarterback.
Yep, and that's what forced him to throw it quicker than he wanted to. Fromm was just throwing that ball away. It's because Mack Wilson, Dylan Moses, that double 8-gap blitz, getting pressure right into the middle.
Here's a big play. Georgia is 5 of 13 in 3rd down conversions. This is a 3rd and 11 from the 50-yard line. Bulldogs going left to right with 3:17 remaining in a tied SEC championship game. Hardman in motion to the far side of the formation. Fromm stands back. Fromm looks. Fromm throws. It is tipped out of bounds by Shaheem Carter away from the intended receiver. Good coverage on Mecole Hardman, and Bama's going to get the ball back. Rashad, that was huge.
I mean, it was a huge play by Shaheem Carter, a guy who watches film and understood the route concept he was getting there. The coverage that was called was 2-man, which means he needs to keep inside leverage. So with the 7 route, it's typically a route that you get beat on. But he done a great job knowing what was going to happen, undercut the route, beautiful incomplete pass and deflection there. Momentum has shifted, and Alabama has the opportunity to go and win this game.
Jalen Waddle back at his own 10. It's a fake. The snap at midfield. It is battled for. Bama's going to stop him, I think. Yep, they will. It'll be a snap to Fields, the quarterback, and Bama stops him, and the Tide on the fake punt will take over at the 50-yard line.
Wow, Fields comes in as the punt protector to direct a snap, but Bama was in punt safe. There was, I think he was actually trying to throw the ball. Bama, great call from Jeff Banks of being in a punt safe. They weren't trying to block. They weren't trying to return it. They said, we're happy with where they're at and right at home. And now Alabama with perfect field position. I cannot believe the call from Georgia right there.
Isaiah Buggs saw that play beautifully, stayed home. Here we go. 1st and 10 Alabama, officially at their own 48-yard line. Quarterback Jalen Hurts. On the give, Damian Harris. He'll get to the 50, but he's slammed down to the turf there. Picks up 1.5 yards. Jordan Davis made the tackle for Georgia. Remember, Bama has all 3 timeouts. Georgia has 2. Tie game, 2:44 remaining in regulation here. Bama and Georgia again. Are they heading for overtime once more? Here now, the 2nd and 9. Jalen Hurts escapes, rolls right, steps up, cuts left, breaks free, runs to the near side 50, and he's taken down at the 49 of the Georgia Bulldogs. He is caught from behind on the hard running of Tay Crowder, and it brings up a 3rd down and 7. All of that running, and he gained just 1 yard.
What a run, though. What a way to get up, avoid a sack. Can't take a sack there. He steps up the pocket and then uses his feet. That's a big play right there to keep the drive going and get yourself 3rd and 7. Another 3rd down, but right now he's been very productive. The only 3rd downs we've had is when Jalen's been in the game.
He's done all 3 of them so far on his passing. Bama 4 of 10 overall in 3rd down conversions. Here now from the right side, 3 wides. Jalen gets the snap, throws across. Irv Smith has it. First down, Bama to the 30. Ball is ripped out of his hands, but he falls back on the pigskin at the 31-yard line. A 19-yard pickup. Jalen Hurts to Irv Smith.
Great throw. Man, Jalen is really accurate. Irv using his mind like he's done all year of understanding where the defender was, gives Jalen great area to throw the ball and reel it in for a first down conversion.
90 seconds to go. Grandma, take another one of your heart pills. Here's a 1st and 10. Alabama from the Georgia 31. Hurts looks, throws the out route, right side, caught. Waddle, he's to the 15-yard line. First down, Alabama. They stop the clock to move the chains. The Crimson Tide marching as Eric Stokes and Mark Webb had double coverage on Jalen Waddle, and Waddle made the grab. And what a great throw by Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, right on the money, deep out route. Of understanding the coverage, corner sloughed out, and just got to thread the needle, and he showed his arm strength. Jalen, just unbelievable.
A minute 11 to go in regulation. Tied at 28. 1st and 10, Alabama. From the Georgia 15 inside the Chick-fil-A red zone. Jalen calls his own number. He runs to the 10. He's running to the 5. He is to the goal line. He is in. Touchdown! Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Alabama, to take the lead with a minute 4 remaining in the ball game.
You got to be kidding me. Comes in. 4th quarter, Alabama down by 14 when he comes in, and now we're up 35 or 34 right now to 28. Seeing the situation, pulled it down and just getting in the end zone. He was not going to be denied on that run. Good to see Alabama pull ahead right there with just a minute and 4 seconds left to go in this ball game.
Extra point try from Joseph Bulovas. Fans of both sides are in total shock. Extra point. It is up. It is good. And Alabama has now taken a 35-28 lead. And for the Crimson Tide, their first lead of the ball game comes with 1:04 to go in regulation. Is back deep along with Herrion. The kick by Bulovas, right to left. Hardman from the 1. Up the near hash mark, cuts left. He's going outside the contain. Bama tries to chase him down and take away the angle, and they force him out of bounds at the 36-yard line. So with Henry Ruggs on special teams there, Georgia will have 57 seconds and 2 timeouts to try and score and tie the game from their own 36. Jared Maiden is on the field. He is the nickel back right there for the Tide. This has just been remarkable. 1st and 10, Georgia from their own 36. 57 seconds to go. Bama by a touchdown. Fromm gets the snap. Fromm under pressure, hit as he throws. The ball is loose. It is picked up by Alabama. They're going to say his arm was coming forward. An incomplete forward pass. Anthony Jennings, the man who got through, he fought and got inside Isaiah Wilson, the right tackle, and got to the QB.
Just beat him one-on-one. That was a power rush. Anthony just pinning his ears back, knowing that Georgia's going to throw in this situation, and just really bullying the right tackle. Getting to the quarterback, forcing that incomplete pass.
Here's a 2nd and 10 from their own 36. 51 seconds to go in the game. Bama by a touchdown and timeout.
The ruling on the field was an incomplete forward pass. The previous play is under further review.
All right, they're going to review it. I'll be honest, my initial thought was his arm was coming forward. And I believe that will probably stand up. It wasn't much of a throw. Oh, he almost got grabbed by the face mask.
Georgia fans are going to want a face mask on that play. Yep.
They can't call that. But his arm was coming forward, albeit slightly. That's going to be an incomplete forward pass,
tough to overturn,
I would think. It was not much of a motion, but it was a motion. Of course, this replay, here's Matt Leffler.
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
That video review brought to you by Schaefer Eye Center, with multiple locations in Central Alabama to serve you. Don't miss a single play for this season. Schedule an eye exam at SchaeferEyeCenter.com. All right, we're down to 51 seconds remaining in regulation. Bama has battled back to lead for the first time all day. They're up 35-28. Georgia 2nd and 10 from their own 36. The Tide digging in. Christian Miller creeps up, now backs off from his linebacker spot. Here's Fromm, looks far side, throws complete, out of bounds, and a completion to DeAndre Swift, circling out of the backfield for a first down. Well, no, not quite. He'll go out shy of the yard line to gain.
And that's
of course, they're going to use all 4 downs anyway.
Yeah, but this is going to force Georgia to have to pick up the first down. If they did move the chains, different play call, but also different play call from Tosh, up by 7 and not just 3. So Georgia's got to go down and score a touchdown. Right there, only rushing 3 guys, dropping 8 in coverage. Tough to find a place to throw the ball downfield.
It'll be a 3rd down and 3 now. Fromm gets the snap. Bama can't get through. He'll throw to the far side, caught but out of bounds. Terry Godwin made the grab well out of bounds, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
See how big not picking up the first down on that last play was, because now you got to throw something quick. Try to move the chains.
Georgia nothing of 1 in 4th down conversions. This is the play. 39 seconds to go in regulation. Bama by a touchdown. Bama leads 35-28. Let's see if they try a draw, then a timeout. We'll see. 4th and 2. Fromm brings a man in motion. Defense kicks in. He's going to throw. He backpedals. He looks and throws far side. Catch is made. First down, Terry Godwin. Godwin with the reception of the 48-yard line. Down to 32 seconds remaining and 2 timeouts. They stop the clock while they move the chains. Now they wind the clock. Here's Fromm with the snap. Looks far side. Throws. Catch is made. And he is pushed out of bounds by Alabama. DeAndre Swift taken out by Patrick Surtain. 23 seconds now remaining in regulation.
If Bama will take this all day long. Clock's rolling. Even though he went out of bounds, still got 46 yards to go to score a touchdown. Got to have a touchdown to win. And Alabama's just playing soft. They'll let them throw it underneath all day long.
23 seconds to go. Here's a 2nd and 5. 3 wideouts to the far side for Georgia. From the quarterback. They'll snap it from the Bama 46. Empty backfield. Fromm gets the snap. Pressure, steps up. Taken down by Alabama. They forced him out of the pocket, and then Raekwon did his job, and LeBrian Ray put him down.
Charge timeout for Georgia.
Raekwon
timeout.
Lined up 1-on-1 with the center. He was at the nose position. We got Raekwon Davis lining up at the nose, does the swim over the top. I don't know what the left guard was doing. He sure wasn't helping out his buddy against one of the best pass rushers Alabama has.
You got to
forcing him to take a timeout.
You older folks know we need to call that the Jimmy Durante position. You get Raekwon that big off the nose, and you remember Jimmy Durante with a giant nose, the old crooner. And now, folks, we've got 18 seconds to go in the game. 3rd and 7 for Georgia. My goodness gracious. Everybody standing. Bama players dancing on the sidelines, trying to exhort their defensive teammates. 18 seconds to go. 3rd and 7. Georgia from the Bama 49. Fromm will get the snap back at his own 45. Backpedals to the 41. Looks, throws long. He's got men in coverage. Knocked away by Jared Mayden. Jared Mayden in double coverage with Alabama's Savion Smith, knocking it away from Riley Ridley at the 2-yard line. Rashad, they look like you out there making the great play.
It looked better than me, but I mean, it was a great play by Jared Mayden right there. Savion Smith was actually trailing in coverage, so it was a huge play for him to get over and help him out at that point in time, a one-on-one matchup. right here we're going to see the Hail Mary.
And this is the game. 9 seconds to go, 4th down. 4th and 7, Georgia, from the 49-yard line.
Still have a timeout. They can throw it short.
Alabama by a touchdown. Here's Fromm. Backpedals, looks, comes underneath to Hardman. He's hit by Shaheem Carter and put down. It will be a first down with 3 seconds to go, and timeout is taken by Georgia.
Final charge timeout, Georgia. That's a full timeout.
They come down, and with 3 seconds to go, complete a pass to Hardman. And it'll be one play for the SEC championship. Rashad, what does Bama do defensively here?
Odd 4 deep check jump last play. We're going to have guys all the way back into the end zone. Mack Wilson is the most athletic player we have on defense. He will be our jumper. His job is to jump up and knock the ball down. The other defenders, it's like basketball. We're boxing out. We're keeping our guy in between the ball while we allow Mack Wilson to do his job right here.
Bama 35, Georgia 28. Final 3 seconds of this ball game. If you're just joining us, you have missed an epic affair. Georgia was up or tied with the Tide all day long. Bama didn't take the lead till 1:04 remained, and that was after Jalen Hurts came in to replace an injured Tua Tagovailoa. Very much like 327 days ago when Tua Tagovailoa came in to replace Jalen Hurts. All right, Mack Wilson all the way back. Jared Maiden all the way back. It'll be one play from the 39 of Alabama. Final play, 3 seconds to go. Remember, the game cannot end on a defensive penalty. Here's Fromm. He'll backpedal. He's under pressure. He gets away from Anthony and throws towards the end zone. 15 players are there. It's tipped away. Alabama wins. Alabama wins. And for all that he has done for this university and for his team, this championship is for Jalen Hurts, a young man from Channelview, Texas, who has come off the bench and has again led the Crimson Tide to an appearance in the national championship playoffs. What a ball game! What a ball game!